I made my boyfriend choose between me and his master's degree. He chose me, and now I'm bored as fuck with him. Ryan, 24M, is currently sitting on the couch in his underwear, scarfing down cereal. It's 2 in the afternoon on a Saturday, and I'm sick to my stomach just looking at his slouchy back. We've been together 3 years. A year ago, we had a war, a real mess. He got an offer for a master's program in another state, some prestigious tech school. I couldn't even remember the name. I didn't really care. The point was, it meant moving 800 miles away from me or long distance, which is complete bullshit to me. I'm not going to live through a phone. I put my foot down hard. Either you leave to study and we're done forever, or you stay here with me and we build a real family. I was bawling, smashing dishes. I had a meltdown for 3 days straight. I told him if he left, I'd do something to myself because I can't live without him. Classic, basically. He broke, turned down the spot a week before the semester started, stayed. I was happy for exactly 1 month. We moved in together at my apartment. It was like a fairy tale. He found a job at the local logistics center because without a master's in his field, there's nothing to catch. And now a year has passed. God, he is so boring. Before, he was busy. His eyes lit up. He'd sit over his books. He was planning things. He seemed so smart and out of reach. I had to claw for his attention, and that turned me on. Now he's just here, always. Comes home from work, whines about being tired from hauling boxes or filling out forms, drinks beer, plays video games. He has zero ambition. He turned into a piece of furniture. I look at him and think, why the hell do I need this loser? I, 23F, work in marketing. I've got a hustle going on. Work parties. I want a man by my side who's going places, not some deadbeat who blew his shot. Yesterday, we went to a bar with my coworkers, and I was embarrassed to introduce him. He just sat there, quiet, made jokes at all the wrong moments, dressed like a slob. When someone asked what he does, he mumbled something about a warehouse. I saw my friends exchanging looks. It's humiliating. I deserve better than living with someone who stopped growing. I tried to light a fire under him, said, find a real job. And he looks at me with his puppy dog eyes and goes, I stayed for us, Brittany. I need time. What kind of time? Are you a man or a doormat? Anyway, I'm thinking of dumping him. Problem is, he pays half the rent. And he's super convenient around the house. Cooks, cleans. But in bed? Zero. Passion. Zero. I feel like I'm rotting next to him. This isn't fair to me. I'm young. I'm hot. Why should I be dragging this deadweight around? Edit. Are you serious? I didn't ruin his life. It was his choice. A grown man makes his own decisions. If he really wanted to study, he would have gone. Which means he didn't want it that bad. Stop making me the villain. I just wanted to save our love. And the fact that he turned out to be spineless and gave up after the first pushback, that's his problem, not mine. I didn't sign up to be a babysitter for a loser. And yeah, everyone writing about karma, get real. I live in the real world where it's every man for himself. Response post posted by Ryan's brother. Oh, stumbled onto this shit by accident because you couldn't even be bothered to change the names or details, and Ryan called me in tears yesterday. I'm his brother, and I'm going to tell everyone what this girl forgot to mention. 1. It wasn't some school. It was Caltech, a full grant. A scholarship that would have covered all expenses. The dream of his entire life since he was 15. 2. You didn't just bawl, you faked a pregnancy. You showed him a fake test. He found the receipt from a gag shop 6 months later, but stayed quiet because he's an idiot who was in love with you. You said, I'm pregnant. If you leave, I'll get an abortion and down a bottle of pills. That's how it actually went. 3. You threatened to write to the admissions office saying he was a drug addict and an abuser. I have screenshots of your messages to him where you literally write, I will destroy your reputation if you choose books over your baby. 4. He works 12-hour shifts at a warehouse to pay off your credit card debt for clothes because you're in marketing, making pennies at an entry-level position, but want to live like a Kardashian. Ryan is sleeping on my couch right now because I came and picked him up while you were out doing your hustle. You're not just an asshole, you're a sociopath who drained the guy completely dry and now complains he's empty. Burn in hell. Update. Go to hell, Derek. Always knew you were a jealous freak. Well, since his brother came in and laid it all out, I've got nothing to hide. Yeah, I said the pregnancy thing, so what? All's fair in love and war. I wanted to keep him. I was fighting for our relationship. Any normal woman would understand me. When you feel your man slipping away, you do everything. And the fact that he fell for a test from a gag shop, that's just more proof he's dumb and wouldn't have lasted a semester at his precious Caltech. A smart man would have checked. So I basically saved him from the shame of getting kicked out. As for the threats, those were emotions. I'm passionate. I'm part Latina. I've got hot blood. I say things I don't mean when I'm hurting. He should have understood that and just held me, not taken it seriously. And the credit card stuff? Nonsense. He pays because he's the man. It's his job to provide for his woman. If he can't give me status and prestige, the least he can do is give money. That was a fair trade. Anyway, Ryan is gone. His stuff is gone. Derek must have actually taken him. Good riddance. One less weight to carry. I can literally breathe easier in this apartment. I downloaded Tinder yesterday, and honestly was blown away by the matches. Like 99 plus in a couple hours. I went on a date with a guy, Chad, 28M. He has his own business, decent car, showed up in a suit instead of a ketchup-stained hoodie. We drank $200 wine, and I felt like a queen. Chad listened to me, looked at me like I was a goddess. I told him I'd just gotten out of a relationship with a suffocating guy who was dragging me down, and Chad said, "You deserve better, babe." Now that's what a real man sounds like. And Ryan, let him sit at his brother's place and jerk off to his textbooks. I'm sure he'll come crawling back in a week. He's nothing without me. He's used to me telling him what to do, what to wear, what to eat. He'll fall apart in this world without my guidance. I almost feel a little sorry for him, like a stray kitten someone tossed out, but I'm not a shelter for strays. Right now I'm sitting here, drinking coffee, planning the weekend with Chad. He's inviting me to some spa hotel out of town. Life is getting good, girls. Don't be afraid to cut the dead weight. If your man got boring, trade up. You only live once. Comment 1. Holy shit, you are absolutely done. A textbook piece of garbage. Test from a gag shop. That's a criminal offense, dumbass. Hope Derek lawyers up and sues you for emotional damages and fraud. OP reply at comment 1. Go fuck yourself, broke ass. Sit there quietly and be jealous of my wild personal life while you rot in your mom's basement. No court is going to prove anything. It was a year ago, there's no evidence. Screenshots can be faked. Comment 2. Girl, wow, I'm a woman myself, but this is too much. You literally ruined this guy's life and now you're out here riding Chad's dick? Chad's gonna fuck you and ghost you in a week. Guys like him can smell the rot a mile away. Comment 3. Lamau classic. Chick ruins a guy's life, then it's, ugh, he's so boring. OP, you are the absolute bottom, but thanks for the post. Showing it to my buddy who's about to get married, maybe he'll think twice. Respect to Ryan for getting out, even if it took way too long. Comment 4. OP, drop the address. Want to come take a dump at your front door, just as a human being. Comment 5. OMG, I kinda get her though, like it's just boring. If a guy is a total doormat, you literally can't be with him. So she lied, big deal? He's the one for being such a sucker. Oh, slay? Chad sounds like a catch. OP reply at comment 5. Thank you, babe. Finally, one sane person in this swamp of virgins. Exactly. If he were a real man, he would have told me to go to hell and left. Since he stayed, he wanted to be under my thumb. I just exposed his true nature. Comment 6 to 80K a year. Caltech. I'm actually gonna cry. This guy could have been an engineer, a scientist. Instead, he's a warehouse worker for a hole that dumped him a year later. This is the saddest story on Reddit this month. OP, do you understand that you're a parasite? You're a virus. OP reply at comment 6. Oh, shut up, you fucking moralist. Could have been. If he could have, he would have. Didn't have the guts? I ran natural selection here. The weak get filtered out. Comment 7. Hope Chad turns out to be a serial killer. Joke. Update. Okay, pack of hyenas, listen up. I couldn't care less about your opinions. I'm writing this to laugh at how pathetic you all are. Yeah. You're all saints here, right? Nobody's ever lied for love? Hypocrites. So, the weekend with Chad went, let's say, mixed. We went to this spa, gorgeous hotel, luxury suite, jacuzzi, the whole thing. The sex was fire. Nothing like with Ryan, where you had to hand the guy an instruction manual. But then, Chad started acting weird. First, he made me pay for dinner on the second night. Said like I left my wallet in the room, cover it for now, I'll send it back. The bill was $400. I paid, but the transfer still hasn't come. When I reminded him in the morning, he waved it off like, don't be cheap about it, babe, we're on the same wavelength. Second, he was on his phone the entire time. And I saw he was texting some woman saved as Michael Accountant. I'm not stupid, there were heart emojis. But the most WTF thing, we got back to the city, he dropped me off at my building, didn't even walk me to the door, and said next week he's super busy with business and will hit me up when he's free. I feel like I'm getting played. So I come home, and it's empty. Like actually empty. Ryan, or Derek, that jerk, cleared out everything. The TV, the gaming console, the microwave, even the blender that we bought together. They even took the mattress off the bed. I slept on bare slats using a coat as a blanket. I called Ryan 50 times. Phone's off. Called Derek. He laughed in my ear and said, these are dividends for a year of service, and blocked me. I'm sitting in an empty apartment, on the floor, starving. No microwave. The stove doesn't work. The gas got shut off for non-payment. Turns out Ryan was paying utilities from his card, and I never had the login info. I desperately need money. I texted Chad asking for those $400 back. He read it and blocked me everywhere. Turns out it wasn't even his car. I ran the plates through a cop I know, an ex. It was a luxury car share. And his business is selling knockoff sneakers on Instagram. But you know who's actually to blame? Ryan. He's the one who pushed me to this point where I let my guard down. If he'd been a real man, I wouldn't have had to go looking for comfort from shady guys. He abandoned me in a moment like this, with no electronics, no money, on the floor. That's a betrayal. I'm thinking about filing a police report against Derek for theft of property. The blender was $150. That's already grand theft, right? Think I have a shot at suing for at least half the furniture value? And also, how do I get Ryan back? I realize I went too far. He was boring, yeah, but he was reliable. I need him to come back and pay the bills, and then I'll figure out what to do with him from there. Anyone have ideas on how to guilt trip him into it? Maybe tell him I'm actually pregnant with his baby? Only for real this time. Well, I'll lie about how far along I am. I didn't use protection with Chad, so technically, whatever. Doesn't matter whose baby it is, the point is to get the resource back. And that's it for this trash story. Thanks for your hopefully not wasted time. If you want more stories like this, or from other subreddits, subscribe, or at least drop a like. At least I'll know someone's actually into this. Bye, guys.